In today's video, we are going to do a breakdown of the newly released trailer for Cities Skylines 2. I watched this trailer at 0.25x speed and I paused at almost every single frame to find hidden details or clues as to what might be in the game. A quick disclaimer, as these are only speculations on my behalf, my opinions and wishes, wishful thinking for what is in the game, because I have not yet played a single minute of this game. That being said, let's get building. So we open with this amazing underground shot of a seed, a plant. There's nothing so far that I saw in here. The cool thing here is to note that you can actually see these power lines emerging. They build themselves up over the ground and into this street light. And here we have the first amazing shot. Now, first thing that I want to note here, well, first of all, obviously, this is not actual gameplay. It says right down here. So whatever this trailer is made with, the trailer is super amazing. It looks super gorgeous. Now we open with this shot of this super wide desert. We have a power line here. What seems this, we'll get back to the power lines later. That's one thing I've noticed. Also, this gas station here is pretty cool. And we have this building way in the back here. Now, this does remind me of one of those food courts or food stands that is in City Skylines 1, the one with the green roof here and the like little area in front. I think that is kind of reminiscent of that building. Now pay attention to these street lights. Also, let me back that up. Now pay attention to these street lights. They're popping on one by one before we go to the next shot. Now, I'm not really sure if that is relevant, but I think it's just like a cool detail that the lights turn on one by one. Also here in this background, this is really, really cool. See, boop. So maybe we will see kind of a, I don't know, maybe it's possible that we can see the lights turning on one by one once we enter the nighttime shot or something like that. Okay, oh, pause it right here. We see a construction road here. That's the next thing that I noticed. It's not very important now, but we'll get back to that later, as well as the power lines. So I think, yeah, well, I'll explain once we get to the other part. So we drive around this road here, and there's a fire truck, which is really, really cool. It looks super dope. We see this bridge forming here, and okay, I'm not going to take credit for that, but this downtown I-94 and I-43, these signs, City Planner Place pointed that out. That is actually in Wisconsin, which is kind of cool. That's like the only I-43 is in Wisconsin, so that's kind of cool. That leads to Green Bay, I believe, is what City Planner Place said in his breakdown video. So that's not from me. That's what I noticed in these opening minutes. It's super cool how this bridge kind of forms. It's a little bit, it's not fully aligned here, which I think is kind of funny, but maybe that's intentional. Okay, here it is. Here is the big one. We see the first roundabout, and this actually, I thought about, this could actually be from the game. Like, I do hope this is how the things look in the game, like the roundabout we have. Look at how smooth these connections, these road connections is. Like, I hope there's like smooth nodes, right? And also I do hope that we have options to like fully customize. Like, look at that. That is like intersection marking tool stuff right here. And I also hope we get the options to upgrade roundabout areas to our likings with like these markings here. It looks to me as if we have some form of intersection marking tool in the game. Also, check out these bollards. These are reminiscent of the bollards that are they're on the other side as well, from the Plazas and Promenades DLC, which I think is super cool. A super cool little detail here. Okay, let's move on in the trailer. The trailer is so gorgeous. The trailer looks so, oh, stop. All right. That's pretty fast. Okay, that's why I watched it in 0.25x speed. All right, first of all, we see a police officer here. I'll get back to that later as well. We do have some graffiti here, so there might be graffiti in the game as kind of decals. So if you look at the Plazas and Promenades buildings, the wall-to-wall buildings, we have these murals on the wall, and maybe we get something with graffiti on the walls. Would be really, really cool. Also, the first time, look at these reflections in the windows. It is really, really amazing, I think. So let's move forward. So we see the police officer. We see like a worker here talking to a person. Okay, we see someone with a vest. That's also important for later, I do believe. That's also important for later. Also, I want to go back just a smidgen here. Yeah, this right here, where these two are talking here, this could also be like an alleyway that Sims actually use, right? So maybe we get like these gaps in between the buildings, we can make them walkable of some sorts. We'll see how that turns out. Garbage needs to be picked up here. Yeah, it's picked up here, but not here as it seems. Or maybe they just didn't produce as much garbage as these people right here. So, all right. So we see one person with a vest. We have more reflections here. There's the car reflection. Also, speaking of the cars, parking on the curbs. That is really cool. I hope they implement this feature, parking on the curbs. We have a jogger. So I do believe there's multiple forms of citizens. We saw the policeman, we saw the vested person, we see the jogger here. Also, here's something that I want to point out. These little chained like pillars here, this might be an option of a road we can use instead of the tree-lined roads. We'll see this just in the next shot again. I really hope this is something that we can choose as a form of road, because this is really, really amazing. And then people jogging by is like super cool. Okay, we see taxis, of course. That's amazing. And if we move forward, we pause it right here. We see the same chain bollards here. So I'm really, really hoping that we can choose this as a road, sort of as the same as the grass-lined road, the tree-lined road. And what I think is a fun little detail here is this person sitting on the bench watching his phone. He's just like playing with his phone. So if we can see him right here. And if we keep moving, oh, there we go. Let's get back there. There he is with his phone. Once again, look at the reflections. Super amazing. Next shot, definitely going hard on these reflections. Like, look at this. Ultra realistic reflections. I know it's not actual gameplay footage. I know that. But it's just something to speculate about. So maybe this will be more of a focus in this game. Okay, then we see again parts of the new logo, City Skylines 2 logo, which is really cool. We see construction happening again with the reflection in the logo. So there's heavy focus on reflections, I think, in the game. We see the construction going on here, super amazing. And now we zoom up into a road. Again, look at the road itself. Reflections. We got puddles, we see reflections. This is so heavy on reflections. And also what I want to point out here, again, there we go back to the police officer that we saw. More police officers. So I'm assuming there might be some form of foot patrol, like police officers roaming the street, patrolling on foot. That might be pretty cool. And I think this is a road, a one-way road. We can see this here with a bike lane, which I think is really cool. So that might be a one-way road with bike lane, a different type. Might be pretty cool. And we see the rain, and I love, again, the attention with the reflections is like, it's so prominent, so dominant in this trailer. And then again, look at that, the raindrop, and we see reflections in the raindrop. So there's heavy focus on these reflections, I think. And this is a really cool shot. Boop, and thalassophobia instantly. We're underwater. Maybe we get the chance to see underwater. We can pan the camera. There's something going on here. I'm kind of creeped out by it, but okay. Let's continue. We see a cargo ship, and now look at this beauty that we have right here. Let's go back a bit. All right. So cargo. There's the lighthouse, which I thought was pretty cool. A fun detail, an homage to the first City Skylines with the lighthouse. We got the seagull, of course. We got more industry here. It seems like cargo port industry. Maybe there's more focus on cargo ships, harbors, industry, something like that. And now we have the weather change, which I think is so amazing. We got the snow theme. We got City in the background doing a 360 barrel roll here. And now we see the buildup of the logo. And now if you look at the terrain here, we got snow. And now just look, snow melts, everything thaws. I think it's reversed because that just looked very red as autumn. But no, I think it's just like changing into spring and then summer. So that's seasons, right? We're getting seasons in the game. That is so amazing, I think. Also, this park here, There's a lake. Maybe that means we're getting like water sources, better landscaping tools. Who knows, right? Right, moving on, and we have a construction going on with the most iconic cranes ever, which I think is really cool. The flying through the building. I don't think we're going to be getting in like this level of detail, like going inside of buildings. I don't think so. But again, the shots are amazing. Again, a lake in here, like it's like a Central Park area amongst the skyscrapers. Definitely these amazing new buildings. Super cool. And boom, onto the road again. And look, again, I can't really repeat myself, but the reflections are so prominent. Also, if we look over here, a bus stop, and there's a bus shelter. Now, I usually, when I play City Skylines, I usually use the taxi stand or the mid-century modern carport as sort of a shelter for the pedestrians waiting on the bus, but maybe in the new game, we're going to get that by default. That might be a thing. Also, a pretty cool police car. I'm not sure if that's a regular car in the background or if that's maybe a service lane even. Okay, so we see only the police car here. I think it says bus right here. That might be a bus lane where also police cars can drive. Does that say taxi? No, but there's regular cars here. So I think, but this is a solid line. This is a dashed line. So definitely something with some wild new road going on here with 2 lanes going in this direction, 1 lane in this direction, but a service lane also. Let's see if that's actually there's the police car. No, I think that's a regular car here. I'm not sure if that's a service lane only. I don't really see the word bus written on it. Okay. Also here we have the vest again, the orange warning vest. So that might be a nod back to the earlier scene. That might be also the thing that we have these different types of pedestrians with vests, for instance. Maybe those are workers going to their construction site. So moving on into the reflections, again, they're leaning heavily into the reflections. Again, parts of the logo, the iconic cranes, to the window, again, reflection, transitioning to the airplane, super amazing stuff. Okay, this is pretty cool. It says SkyCorp here on this crane. Maybe that's a company you can invest in a new possible stock exchange. Who knows? Maybe SkyCorp is the construction company that is in charge of building everything in City Skylines 2, and you can invest in that corporation maybe. Who knows? Who knows? All right, and here even more play with reflections. The new logo is shaping up here. Maybe this indicates different LUTs as well. We can choose different LUTs in the base game. There's like slightly gray and darker than this part here. And we got this cool shot right here in the midst of the skyscrapers, still in construction here. And this shot, here we go. Look at that. This shot right here. Okay, we see the construction again, which I said in the beginning. We see the construction again. So let's go into that first. Maybe it's possible we can also see the roads getting constructed of some sorts. Maybe there's like a construction animation for that as well as for the buildings. However, I guess that would take a lot longer for placing down roads if it would play a small animation or something like that. Maybe these constructions happen in the game if they're like weather scenarios. We do have seasons, so maybe roads get cracked up. I mean, there's an option for that in Skylines 1, I think. I don't really use that, but it's just cool to me that you have 2 different shots of these roads under construction where there's like these construction lights and everything going on. And also, please, can we admire this bridge here? I do think we have a lot more options for bridges in the new game, and I really, really hope that we have the option to choose from a variety of bridge suspensions here that we can actually use and just upgrade as we please. That would be super, super amazing. So another big shot here, a zoom shot, and again, construction in the middle of the road. I don't know, maybe we can even change the speed limit of the cars, because technically you would have to slow down when there's people working on the road, even if there's these barriers here. So maybe the AI does it automatically. Here is so this entire middle section is under construction, which I think is pretty cool and a nice little detail. And we get this wide shot, which is really amazing. The iconic cranes yet again. And then we get this amazing flyover. This is the same bridge we just saw with the construction site. So again, look at the bridge decoration suspension here. If we could change that, just like upgrading like the tree replacement option that we have now, which came with the airports DLC, if we could change that, and we have the logo flying in here, the bridge forming here, might be a train bridge here, no, might be a regular, but look at this one. The difference of these bridges is so amazing. And we get this amazing shot of an entire city with the logo City Skylines 2. Please, this logo, how amazing is this? Now, if we divert our attention to this little speck right here, there is a city in the distance. I'm just saying, there's a city in the distance. There's like a desert part here. So could it be, going back to the power line that we saw in the beginning, that we can actually have multiple cities on one map? Is it possible that this could, like, the power line is meant to actually carry the power from city to city or something? Like, look at that distance, space. So I'm thinking, you know, we have more space. So the focus points I think that are on here are again reflections. You can see the reflection here of another city, like the point of view that we're looking from. So I think open space, like the map space, I think is a lot more. It's much bigger than we have in City Skylines 1 with this city in the distance, especially kind of showing that, I guess. And reflections is a big theme. I think they put heavy work into this detailed reflections, in the detailed reflections on the buildings, on the glass, windows, cars, wherever, on the surfaces, rain, water, wherever you can see reflections. I think that is the thing. So, and that leaves us off. Coming this year, 2023. I am excited. And that's it from me with the breakdown of this trailer from this upcoming amazing game. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about my analysis of my wild speculations, my breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.